Today on November 11th, we honor Veterans Day. Veterans Day is the anniversary of the signing of the armistice by the Allies and the Germans in 1918 that officially ended World War I. The signing took place in the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month and was said to end the War of World Wars. In 1938, the United States Congress passed a bill that stated each November 11th would be dedicated to world peace. However, since World War II, the Korean conflict, and the Vietnam War, veterans groups have expanded ceremonies on November 11th to include honoring those who fought in all wars. Generally, the day is marked by ceremonies and speeches, and at 11 in the morning, most Americans observe a moment of silence remembering those who fought for peace. An official wreath-laying ceremony is held at the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington National Cemetery, and veterans gather at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. to place gifts and stand quiet vigil at the names of their friends and relatives who fell in the war. In addition, families who have lost sons and daughters in wars turn their thoughts more toward peace and the avoidance of war. The brave men and women who serve and protect the United States come from all walks of life. They are parents, children, and grandparents. They are friends, neighbors, and co-workers, and an important part of their community. Currently, there are approximately 1 million veterans in the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania ranks behind only California, Florida, Texas, and New York as the states with the most veterans. On this day, we honor those who were willing to put their lives on hold for the good of their country. It is our privilege to say thank you to all America's veterans, to let them know that we appreciate them for their service and honor them for their sacrifices. The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget those willing to pay it. Today, we celebrate America's veterans for keeping this nation the land of the free and the home of the brave. The actions and sacrifices of our veterans provide us with the meaning of this day.
Thank you, Braylon. I would now like to introduce another fellow classmate, senior Brant Milner.
The following are remarks made by former President Ronald Reagan at the Veterans Day National Ceremony in Arlington, Virginia on November 11, 1988. Those who live today, remember those who do not. Those who know freedom, remember today those who gave up life for freedom. Today, in honor of the dead, we conduct ceremonies. We lay wreaths. We speak words of tribute. And in our memories, in our hearts, we hold them close to us still. Yet we also know, even as their families knew when they last looked upon them, that they can never be fully ours again, that they belong now to God and to that for which they so selflessly made a final and eternal act of devotion. We could not forget them. Even if they were not our own, we could not forget them. For all time, they are what we can only aspire to be, giving, unselfish, the epitome of human love, to lay down one's life so that others might live. We think on their lives. We think on their final moments. In our mind's eye, we see young Americans in a European forest, or on the Asian island, or at sea, or in aerial combat. And as life expired, we know that those who could had last thoughts of us and of their love for us. And they thought of us then, so too we think of them now, with love, with devotion, and with faith, that the certainty that what they died for was worthy of their sacrifice. Faith too, in God, and in the nation that has pledged itself to his work, and to the dream of human freedom, and a nation too, that today and always pledges itself to their eternal memory. Thank you.